Hello and welcome to this edition of Big Scott 35 Gaming, where today we're going to talk about some pickups, including some Super NES. So let's take a look and see what I got. Hello and welcome to this edition of Big Scott Gaming. Man, I got some stuff to show you guys. Great pickups. This is a pickup video I usually like to do for 2 months. I got into a little bit earlier last month, just a little bit with the Days Gone, which I've been playing, and I'll just go ahead and talk about that, what I've been playing lately. Days Gone, really been enjoying that. I can see where some people have had problems with it. I don't like the shooting mechanics all that great, but so far I like story-based games. Story is good, better than average, but not great. So far, I haven't put in a lot of time. I always tell you I work a lot. I've been working a lot, so I haven't even been able to play anything except for testing games that I picked up, and that will give you a prelude of what we're going to get into. So first off, I want to talk about I have a store that's closing. It's called Shopco. I've only heard of it when I moved here out in the Midwest, and right now they're 50 to 70% off, and they have electronics and games. So I went there today. After I got off work early, so I went there. My buddy at work was actually a friend that I'm going to talk a little bit more about here in a minute. Was talking to another guy about this and didn't tell me, and he thought because I don't have kids I wouldn't want it, but I've told y'all only Nintendo I've ever owned is the NES. I'm collecting PSP right now. I want to get a Vita. I just want to find a special Vita, the right one. But today I picked up the 2DS XL for 50% off. I was looking even on Amazon used. I couldn't find one for this price. It's in box, never been opened. So so I really know nothing about this. I read a little bit on the back, and it tells me that I can play 3DS games with it, because I was wondering what games to play. And I guess it's a cheaper version of the 3DS, because it says play 3DS games in 2D version, but the XL plays it a little bit better. And and if I'd known that, I would have picked up a couple of, I've never played a Pokemon game, but they had like 3 different ones there for 50% off, and I guess I'll go back and probably pick those up. I don't know if I'll ever play any of this, but I have it now, so now I like to pick up some games, and I have a handheld Nintendo, and I'm kind of excited about that, to tell you the truth. The next thing I picked up today was half off. I've never owned this game or played it at my house. My nephew played the whole series. He really loves this. What I want to tell you is, when he was younger, he'd come stay with Nanny and Pawpaw, which is my parents and his grandparents, and he would get stuck playing this game and call me up and go, "Uncle Scott, can you come over and help me?" And I did, and I loved the game. I just never got around to picking it up myself, and that's Uncharted, and I know it's a great series, and it's the Uncharted collection, the Nathan Drake collection, and I picked this up for $10, and it's Drake's Fortune, Uncharted Among Thieves 2, Uncharted Drake's Deception 3. So I have that. I believe I picked up the newest one I found on sale new. I think I have that one, and I have not yet to play that one with the 2 new characters, or the cheaper one, the last one that came out. I'm not familiar with the story. I do like the gameplay though. Like I said, I have played parts of it to help my nephew out, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to playing that. That's going to have to be on my list of games to play. This is also on my list, and I think I got this in another version with another Borderlands game. I think it might come with, was it Handsome whatever special? But I got this for $4. It's on for the PS3. Borderlands, the pre-sequel. So, I know looking at it over there, I don't have this for the PS3. So, I believe I got it in the PS4. I think it comes with the Handsome or whatever the heck it's called. Maybe I got it in the Xbox. I know I got it somewhere. I bought several Borderlands. Because again, never played it. A game that I would like to try. And I've been picking it up for the cheap. For the newer systems. And last, my favorite, I think I've talked about this before. If you see my game room video, which you can go back and take a look at, you'll see I have quite a few of these figures around. This is probably my favorite, it is my favorite series. And this is Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered for the PS4. So, and I have to play through the last two. I just don't have the time. I keep picking up games and start playing with those. But now I'm trying to finish games so I can talk to you guys about it. I had people at work ask me, I haven't even watched the last two Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones. I just haven't had time to do much of anything. And I've been playing Fortnite a lot. So, the next thing I want to talk about that I picked up is I bought this one. I think I've got one more pre-ordered, and I have a couple of limited run games that I'm waiting on. But Super Rare Lone Wolf, I got this in actually last month, right after I got it. And I was like, you know what, I'm not going to open it. I'm going to open it with you guys. Never had, this is my first one. I've watched some gameplay on this, and I don't think this is the type of game I thought I was getting. Let's put it that way. But I'll still try it. I'm trying to pick a lot of these limited run and super rare games. They're set up great for the Switch, and I know you can download them digitally, all these games, but I've talked about it before. I really like the hard copies, and I know Xbox just came out with their digital. It sounds like the PS5, they're talking about a hard drive in it and everything, and download speeds, but man, they're really talking about digital too, and I know that's the way it's going to end up going, but hopefully no time soon. Yeah, that's it right there. The back. And I watched somebody open this and play it, and it was like, it felt like 15 minutes before they even got into the gameplay. It was pretty bad. It was a lot of questions and building a character and a lot of reading. And I love to read, but I want to play games. I don't want to read at the time if I want to read, I'll go get a book. I got plenty of them back there to read. I did just pick up the new Star Wars book. But shoot, I got some new Star Wars books to catch up on. Alright. So, slipcover. The one I watched open was a limited one. And it has a little booklet. Pretty cool art inside. I like the art in the inside better than I like the cover. And, kind of want to play it. I want to try it out. Like I said, I'm going to be traveling, so I'll have these and PSP games I've been getting through my sub boxes, which I haven't even had a chance to play anything that I've gotten this month out of my sub boxes, because I will show you why in a minute. So I got that, and it comes with a super rare game sticker, which I'll have. It's pretty cool because it's got the background is of this game, so that's pretty cool. I'm trying to get a board. I keep forgetting to get one when I go to the store, which I should look for one at this place that's closing today, to put these stickers on, because I don't want to just, I bought my house, I don't want to stick them on the wall, or I got an old refrigerator down here, but I'm trying to get rid of it. It works great, and I don't want to stick it all over that. And then it also comes with these cards, and I guess Super Rare and Limited does this, and I don't understand the cards at all. I mean, that's the main character right there, I can tell you that. Lone Wolf. And if you watch any of my other videos, my other hobby is mainly card collecting, but I collect sports memorabilia with cards, a lot of cards, and I guess I'll just put those over there in my non-sports box. I don't understand this at all. I guess it's something to collect, another thing to collect, because I know the guy that I watch and these companies, they'll sell extra packs of these cards. So, I mean, it says a limited edition. It says 003 out of 005, so there's 5 different ones you can get, and I got 1, 2, and 3. So, you know, it is what it is. Maybe one day they'll be worth something. Who knows? So that's all of that. Now this next thing, again, we'll bring up my friend. We work together, and a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was like a Saturday. It was a Sunday. A couple of weeks ago, he was looking on Facebook, and as he was watching, this guy just posted 41 Super Nintendo games and a system for $250. And my buddy hit him back, messaged him, and said, "Can we get a list of the games?" He started listing the games, and me and him started looking them up on price charting, just to see if it was worth, because we knew it was a lot of games for that. We already figured without the system, the games were like something like less than $8 or whatever. So and I was like, hey, let's go in halves, but messaging back and offering $200, and we'll come pick it up tonight. And that's what we did, $200, and it was, I believe, on price charting, I didn't go on eBay. It was just very loose price charting. On eBay, some of these were going for more, and they're not all in pristine condition, which I'll talk to you about. But on price charting, I think it came out to like $480. So we feel like we did pretty good, and this is the first time I went to buying a lot. And I have them all here. I just sent him a message saying I'm doing this video, so you can come by and pick them up, or meet him later or something, because he's on vacation for Memorial Day weekend. And him and his kids, he wants to really sit down and play with these. And he had this system growing up, Super Nintendo. I did not. So this is all new to me, and man, I'm excited. So I'm going to start off. I got the system. I haven't had a chance to clean it up yet, get some of the stickers off. But it works. Works great, actually. A little discoloration here, which I'm going to try to get off. Is that brown? Is this supposed to be a different color than the rest of the plastic? I don't know. And when I got this, you could tell it was in a smoker's house, which, if you're any type of collector, you know that is the worst thing you smell is a smoke smell. And I was inside a store getting money at an ATM when because we had to drive an hour away, and the guy drove up. My buddy started looking at them, and there was actually games in the bags that wasn't in there, and he was shocked at the condition they were in, how good they were. And then it's the first thing I do is I pick them up and smell them right in front of the guy. But they were in great condition. The guy's got like an Xbox 360 lot, which is for a great price too, but I'm not interested in that. I was hoping he had Sega or Dreamcast, or Sega Dreamcast, Sega Genesis, but he doesn't. But anyway, because he said he had other systems. Back to what I'm talking about. Super Nintendo. I'm excited. As you can tell, I'm talking a mile a minute. So he just put one of these on there. And like I said, I haven't had time to clean these up. But look, as I say that, look at the condition of that. Wow. And I mean, Mario Kart. Super Mario Kart. I think this was like the first like $21 one. And then we had the Player's Choice one, which this one's a little bit beat up, and this one goes for $2 more. But man, just a little cleaning up, and these things will be pristine. Little damage on the tape there with Super Mario Kart. 2 of those, so we'll get each one of those. The next double was, man, another great game. According to my buddy, he said this is a great game. He said it was hard. Now this one, pristine. We saw the doubles, and both of us looked at each other and said, you know why there's doubles, right? One doesn't work. But guess what? They work. I use a lot of Q-tips and a lot of alcohol. They don't smell like tobacco no more. Put some work into these. So now you see why I haven't really been playing. And since I didn't have a Super NES, this was my first experience with it. Now I do have the classic. Let me preference that. So I have played a couple of games on the classic, but not a lot. So I had to play a little bit of some of these just to see game style, how the system works. I can tell you right now on the buttons, I don't like, it's 4 buttons, but every game doesn't use the same action button. And I mean, they still don't to this day, but most of the time, the 4-button layout, the bottom button, 9 times out of 10 is the action button. It's not in these. It could be any of the 4. So it took a little bit each game. Next one was X-Men, and again, a little beat up for one. Just needs a little TLC, which I'm more than willing to do. My buddy's got to clean his, but both of these were a little wore out a little bit, not a lot of damage. None of these had like totally ripped off. You can tell the guy liked the sport games, because when we get to those, they're going to be a little bit worse. Next is NBA Jam. If you're going to have a sports game, you might as well have that one, because that's boom shalakalaka. I did play a little bit of that. PGA Golf. Now I'm keeping most of the sports games because I collect sports stuff, and his kids, he said we both we both wanted the Ken Griffey Jr. because they're both Ken Griffey fans. He is like 10 years younger than me, so Ken Griffey would have been in his teenage years, while Ken Griffey was in my late teenage to young adult. But yeah, I like Ken Griffey. It's who I collect in the sports world. Stanley Cup. Now this one has some brownness to the top. I'm hoping that'll come off with a little cleaning. Now, I've seen some videos on how to clean them. If anybody has any ideas, leave them in the comments. That'd be great. This game I'm really excited about, Wing Commander. I have Wing Commander 3 on the PlayStation 2 big box. So I was happy to see that. This one I put in, and Vanna White's actually voices on this. Now this has a little sticker where you couldn't steal it from a store, so I just saw that. Have to get my goo out and goo remover. Now I told my buddy I played this. He's never heard of it. Porky Pig Haunted Holiday. And I played a little bit of it so I could tell him about it and see if it's, and I told him, yeah, I think his oldest is 7, 5, and 4. And I was like, they're going to love that game. It's a cute game. Porky Pig, you know. Super Play Football. Maybe the worst football game I've ever attempted to play. Pallet Wings. I watched another guy play this. Now this even said it was $2.95 on the back of that. I don't know when he purchased this, but it's not much off from that now. And that needs some cleaning. College Slam. This guy liked this basketball. This one is in great condition. You would think this game would have got played to death. Little discoloration on it. I'm hoping to be able to clean that up. I think my buddy's got this one. I got a list of who's getting what. And we pretty much split it down to money. So I'm keeping the Super Nintendo. And I'll show you at the end what game he's keeping, because we got a story for that one. Tecmo Super NBA Basketball. I get that one didn't take off as well as Super Tecmo Football. Super Battleship, the classic naval combat game. Now this has the classic game style where you put your ships down and you pick where the bomb or whatever, but it also has like a mission game, and it's like turn-based from what I could see. Vegas Stakes, I didn't even play that because we kind of know what that's going to be. Casino games. This one's interesting, and I know he's taking this one. This one's in great condition. Ren and Stimpy's Video Idiot. Now this is, I was a young adult, but me and my friends like to have a cold one at night and laugh at Ren and Stimpy after a long day of working in a grocery store back when I was younger. And I told him his kids will really like this one. I really like it. I love the Mickey Mouse Wii game, 1 and 2. This is Mickey Mania. Great condition again. Just a lot of brownness, and I think that's from the tobacco. I really do, and I'm hoping it's going to come off. But the first scene was with Steamboat Willie, and it looked like it played as a platformer at the beginning. I didn't have time to play a lot in these games, but I wanted to see what it was so I could tell him, hey, this game is this game is this, without us having to look up every one of them, because it's 41 games. There was 41 games here. He wasn't, when you say 41, he didn't say 40 and it was 41, or 45 and it was 41 games. Double Dragon, and I think it's Double Dragon 5 Shadow Falls, or Double Dragon V, but it looks like 5 Roman numeral. And I was thinking this was a beat 'em up game, but it was more like a Street Fighter game. That's what I played. I think it was a couple different versions. Again, I just put them in to see if they worked. Yoshi's Cookie, which I believe I'm keeping. I told his kid, for his kids, but he thinks it's too hard for him. Puzzle game. I can understand that. Star Trek Next Generation, which looked pretty good. I was kind of surprised when I put that in. I mean, you have to remember what generation it is. You can't compare it to today's graphics, but it still looked pretty good. Didn't play it at all. I just kind of looked at it and said, yep, it works. I went to the first screen. NFL Quarterback Club 96. Oh, and that Play Action Football was a top-down game. I've never seen a sports game play top-down. Kirby's Dream Course, which was another good game. It has $4.95 on the back. I want to say when I looked this up on price charting loose, it was like $15. It's got one little tear. That's probably the worst looking one out of all. It has one little tear. This is another one going to my buddy, Batman Forever. His son loves Batman. His middle child, I should say, his second oldest, however you want to say it. And I have this on Genesis. As soon as I put it in, I was like, oh, that's the one I got on Genesis. And I looked over, sure do. Disney's Aladdin. This is also going to him. I know this is supposed to be a great platformer. It's not expensive. I think it was like $5 game. But I know I've seen that on people's list of one of the better games on this system. And then the next one he's also getting Star Fox. So he's getting the very classic. Again, we thought this one would be more expensive. But I guess the rarity of it is not very rare, so it's a lot out there. So it wasn't, it was pretty cheap. $6, I think, 7. I think I'm the lucky winner of this one. I can't remember, Home Alone. And I put that in to play. And it looked like a side scroller. And this one I put in, so NBA Live 95. As soon as I started hearing the beginning, I think it's like CBS Sports, like basketball. I want to say that was the music to it. I can't remember if it was this one or another one. But yeah, it started playing, and it's like, I got this. And I got it on Sega Genesis, but now I have it on both. So next up is Mega Man X. And this one was a pretty good pricey one. I actually put a cover on it. And I can't remember who that's going to. Ultimate Fighter, never heard of this. And this was another beat 'em up, I believe. I thought it was going to be something else, but it was a beat 'em up. First I thought it was going to be like Contra, the way it looked on the front of it. I want to talk about those last. So the next one he's getting, Tasmania. This is one of his favorite cartoon characters growing up. And I told him it makes the noises he was imitating in the truck on the way home from picking it up. Next one is NBA Live 96. Like I said, whoever we bought these from really loved basketball. And then this one, I was never heard of it. Watching a guy's video of a game room, he had it sealed in a box and a plastic cover. I still don't know why. I mean, it was kind of pricey sealed, but not. I mean, I saw other ones way pricier. He must really like this game. It is. I put it in for a few minutes. It was like Dudes or whatever, beat 'em up game, and I really, I probably played the heck out of this game. So I'm keeping that one. And then this next couple I'm keeping as well. It's because I love Star Wars. Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Just made sure it worked. Didn't really get into it. Because I played like the first pretty good ways in the first of the Super Star Wars. And he's fighting on this Luke Skywalker with a pistol on Tatooine, which A, never had a pistol, gun, and then B, he's fighting monsters that's not even in Star Wars. I was like, the only one that was the worm thing that comes out the ground that eats Boba Fett in Return of the Jedi. The only thing I think you see of that in the first movie is like, I think a skeleton on one maybe or something. So that's 40 games. And this next one that I want to talk about was the Hidden Gem? No, because that'd mean it's a good game. This one, it was in there. We were looking it up. The last game I looked up, me and him never heard of it. It kind of looks like something like a 80s English cartoon, but it's called Packy and Marlin. And as you see, I have it in plastic, trying to keep the glare off of it. It's in okay condition. The top here a little ripped, not ripped. Is that ripped? Paper missing. Back is great. Bottom's great. Plays perfect. I had to clean it, of course. Every one of them I had to clean. But man, is it a bad game. And the premise of the game is you're helping this elephant kid that has diabetes, and he has to eat right and has to take insulin and all this stuff. And me and my buddy have diabetes. I have type 2, he has type 1. So it's instantly when we looked this up on, because we saw it in price charting, oh my gosh, let me tell you what the pricing is. I'll get back. So we saw a price chart, still didn't know what it was, so I looked it up on YouTube. There's 2 videos and we watched it and we started laughing as soon as we saw what the game was. So we were like, oh, this game can't be much. And we looked at price charting. $40, $48 on price charting. Looked it up on eBay next. Had 2 of them, carts, loose carts going for $80. So even if it's somewhere in the middle, he said he went back and looked and saw that they were selling for around $50 to $60. Doesn't matter. So we got this for $48 in a system, which on price charting has it for $40. That's $88 of the $200, and that's why we came out so ahead in this deal. And we're not going to be flipping them at the moment. You never know what comes up. You just want to make sure we were making sure that we were getting what we were paying for. Me and him have never done anything like this before. I've never bought a lot. But man, I've watched all these videos of how all these people get stuff, especially yard sale. I haven't been to a yard sale yet and found a game. I haven't. I don't know where these people go. I haven't. And I could find a bunch of old glass and old utensils and stuff. I can't find a game. But we wanted just to make sure we were getting what we were paying for and making sure we were getting our money back. And man, and the guy jumped on the 200, so we kind of wish we would have came in lower, I guess. But man, I would love to hear any stories or something that we could have done better on that. But yeah, that's the reason why I haven't been playing a lot, is I had 41 games in a system to get to working, make sure it was working. And man, I've never played it before, so I really was like, not only did I want to see if the game played, but I wanted to see gameplay. So I at least went in and played a couple of seconds of probably 75% of these games. So man, with that, I want to say, wow, I am happy with that. I would love to hear any stories y'all have, any ideas out there for me, because I am trying to build on a budget for this, because most of my money goes into other hobbies. I'm trying to do stuff on my house, as I said in other videos. So kind of everything is more budgeted right now for me. I am pretty much dedicating most of it to Sega Dreamcast, Sega Genesis, and PSP. But man, if I find deals like this, I mean, and you're a gamer, I mean, and you're trying to have a collection in a game room like I've decided to do, I had to jump on it. And my buddy's going to share it with his kids, and they've already enjoyed some of the games he's had. So man, they're going to have a blast with that. So please leave a like, share, any messages, dislike, anything that you want to share with me about this. I am all for listening and getting back with you and having a chat with you about it. So until next time, get those video games out, get to playing, and we'll see you.